Hey, everybody, this is Ken Tucker with Changescape Web. Welcome to this edition of the Real Producers Partners podcast. Today, I'm joined by Stephen Spence of Project Mapit. So, Stephen, I'm really interested and excited in learning about what Project Mapit is and a little bit about yourself. So, if you could, go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what Project Mapit is and how you got started with it.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Spence. I'm the managing director of Project Mapit. So I am the go-to guy here in the company. Been with us for almost 5 years in February, so a little over 4. I was a special education teacher for 20 years at a high school, big time lacrosse guy here in Maryland. So lots of coaching lacrosse. That's kind of the personal side. I've got 2 beautiful kids and a wife.
All right.
Live just north of Annapolis. So Project Mapit. We've come a long way. We're really excited about a lot of things we're doing. We are an interactive mapping digital portfolio. So we provide social proof for all types of industries, many of which are within the Real Producers family, whether that's the realtors, the Real Producer realtors, or all of the preferred partners. So I mean, I can go into it, Ken, if you'd like a 30-second idea of what Project Mapit is. Is that
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be great.
Yeah. So, right, social proof. Think of just a map that pins if you're a realtor, all of your past transactions. If you're a contractor, home stager, lender, all of your clients, your past clients are on a map. The map has a lot of privacy settings. Everybody asks, so you can have the real address on the map. You can just make it say city, state, and zip code on the map. The map can become just a heat map if you'd like to not show anything. But imagine a map with a ton of pins of all of your past clients. So it shows the social proof that you are a local, reputable company in that area that you serve, right? And the map is interactive. So it's really customizable. So we can brand the map to your business logo, brand colors, all that kind of stuff. So it really provides a really nice professional look of
Right.
your past clients. And what does that do? So if you click on a pin on the map of one of your past clients, you have the ability to put a picture or pictures or a YouTube embed video on that pin. So you open up the pin on the map, boom, there's a picture of the happy customer with the for sale sign. They just bought a home. If you're a contractor, maybe it's pictures of all the after photos of the new kitchen or the new roof or the new fence that you put on. If you're a lender, same thing, picture of the happy customer when they're at your office and they close that deal. So the map has photos on it. It can display Google reviews and Facebook recommends. So, right, potential clients, prospects of your industry are always looking for 3 things. They're looking for photo proof, visual proof of what you do.
Right.
They're looking for reviews from your past customers, and they're looking for locations that you are reputable and you are doing work in that area. And those are the 3 things that our interactive map provides. There's a filter button that you can totally customize. So we have lots of realtors, right? Some realtor teams will put their team members on, and you
Okay.
can click a button and say, hey, I want to learn more about Steve Spence over at PCS Home Team in Maryland. Click on that. The pin of Steve Spence will pop up. Maybe there's a video of me talking about myself as a realtor. The filter for contractors would be, maybe it's a shingle color. So you have all the shingle colors, or you're an interior contractor and these are all the kitchens. These are all my bathrooms. So whatever you are, you can create the stuff, the services you provide in this filter. And when a homeowner or a salesperson clicks on that button, the map will interactively change to only showcase pins of that filter. Does that make sense? Did I
Yeah,
explain it well,
absolutely.
Ken? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how does that help with search engine optimization? I mean, I absolutely agree that visual and social proof is incredibly important, and that alone, is massive value. But is there anything that you guys deliver from an SEO perspective,
That's
search
good.
engine optimization
Yeah,
perspective?
very good question, Ken. We actually just implemented an SEO component to our product.
Okay.
So for those that know a lot about SEO, you'll probably follow me. For those that don't, I will certainly explain it in terms that hopefully you will. But what Ken's talking about is, with somebody searching for home stager, let's say, and hey, I want a home stager, and they say home stager near me on a Google search, is it possible that you pop up, right? So what we've done with our product is every one of those little pins has its own unique URL, its own web address. That map has its own web address. We've built out a search engine optimized landing page that promotes you and all of the prospects that you, or all of the transactions you've done. Along with it showcases like your review testimonials and stuff like that. So in short term, in a few words or less here, search engines really like two main things: written content. Right? That's why a lot of people will get blogs written on their website, right? Blogs are important because they're heavily laced with SEO key terms and all that. And search engines love updated content, right? So like written material, but also consistently updating that. So what our product
I
does
would
is,
add the third thing. Google loves other Google content.
yeah. So YouTube embed videos, YouTube, Google reviews are huge, right? Like the written testimonials are like
Yeah.
probably the number one thing that drives search engines, or it's up there. It's not necessarily the 5-star I give. I give Steve Spence 5 stars for being a great home stager. It's the written testimonials that Google search engines and the algorithms love. So we've built out a what we call the public profile page. It's an SEO optimized page that's indexed to all the different search engines out there. And so when you update, let's say, hey, I just put on a new fence, or hey, I just landed and I just sold another home, you put that pin on the map. There's there's an option where you can write something about that. So, hey, if you're looking for the top realtor in Annapolis, Maryland, or hey, if you're looking for a top home inspector or a premier home inspector in Arnold, Maryland. So you write that one sentence or two. It doesn't take long at all. That will, over time, right? And Ken knows this better than I do. Like, you really do, Ken. But search engine optimization doesn't happen tomorrow when you start using Project Map. It takes 3 months, 6 months, 9 months for it to start delivering,
Right.
those organic search traffics that you want to your company. But we
Yeah.
do have that piece.
Yeah. Do you have the ability to have filters by location? So, for example, a plumber in St. Louis, we create a lot of location pages because they're just incredibly important for SEO. And unfortunately, most people write really crappy location pages, and it's seen as duplicate content and ignored by Google.
Right.
But if you do it right, it's really powerful. And so I can imagine taking your content and dropping that into a location page for in St. Louis. There's a popular or a well-known suburb might be Kirkwood
Mm-hmm.
in the St. Louis metro area. So having plumber Kirkwood page, now being able to drop in the projects that the plumber using your product, Project Map It, can put on, say, here's all of the jobs we've done in Kirkwood.
Yes.
Do you have that capability?
Yeah. So two things. That's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Because I probably wouldn't have mentioned it. But two things to that. One, there is a filter that literally you can type in the word Kirkwood, Missouri, and
Right.
the map will zoom right into Kirkwood in seconds. So you can zoom in. If you're on your phone, the customer can pinch and zoom. If you're on your iPad, you can pinch and zoom. So the map has the capability of zooming in. But for the landing pages that Ken's talking about, everybody, like we work with a lot of roofing companies. Ton of them have 50 different pages of different cities that they service, right?
Right.
Our mapping system, you have one big map of everybody, but within that one big map, you have the ability to set different zoom locations in that map. So if I wanted to zoom into Kirkwood, I could zoom into Kirkwood and click save as a new map. And then that new map has its own embed code. It has its own unique URL link. So now you have the ability, as a plumber in your scenario here, that plumber could even send out an email to a prospect, a homeowner that might be looking, say, hey, look at some of the jobs we've done in Kirkwood, and just send a link. On that landing page on your website that's dedicated to Kirkwood, you can then embed just that Zoom feature of Kirkwood onto
Okay.
that website landing page.
Awesome. Well, that's also going to help with dwell time, which is another really important factor for SEO. And what dwell time is just, the longer that people stay on your website, or a particular page on your website, even better, it just sends signals to Google that people are finding that that's a valuable,
Yeah.
important page and a resource page. And resource pages perform super well when it comes to from an SEO, search engine optimization strategy. Awesome. Yeah, that's really cool stuff. So we've talked about Project Map It and what it does. Talk about who some of your ideal customers are and how are they using it? I mean, you've gone into that a little bit, but if can you elaborate a little bit
Yeah,
more?
absolutely. So anybody any company that would like to provide social proof of their local worth, right? Companies that require or need reviews, right? If you're a company that wants reviews, we're a review platform as well. So not only Google, Facebook, House Angel, all that, we actually have a review request thing where you can click a button and it'll send out an email with whatever reviews you're trying to look for. It'll actually send 3 emails out. So we can help you collect reviews.
Are those published on your site, or do you send them
Yeah,
to
they're
other
published right
reviewers?
on. They're published. That it's one of the filters on the map itself. So
Okay.
on the map, you can click reviews and a list of all of your Google, Facebook. Those are the two companies that allow third parties like ourselves to
Hmm.
integrate with them. But Project Mapit is its own review platform, of which Google does recognize in their algorithms as a review platform.
Okay.
So if people don't, and this is something to think about, Ken, because people don't think about this. If they don't have a Google, if a homeowner that's trying to leave you a review doesn't have a Gmail account, you can leave a Google review, but Google makes it really, really hard to leave a Google review if you don't have a Gmail email.
Right. Right.
Some people don't have Facebook. So what do you do if somebody doesn't have a Gmail account, somebody doesn't have a Facebook account? How do you get a review? Project Mapit doesn't require login. It just takes them directly to the review.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about the review thing, but ideal customers, everybody that's in the Real Producers is an ideal customer for ours. Like, we service realtors. Realtor teams tend to really like us more. Realtors that are independently owned by themselves, they're so busy they just don't have time. We can help manage that. We are opening a division where we can help manage your Project Mapit portfolio. But realtor teams really like us because they use their administrative office assistant that does the map and updates it. I'll just rattle off some others that we have: landscapers, exterior remodel, any kind of contractor, exterior interior remodelers, pool companies, home stagers. We have lenders that use us from the Chesapeake Real Producers.
Okay.
Jason Nader's one of them. If you research Jason Nader's website, Jason Nader, Anne Arundel County, it's right on his homepage. Just scroll down a little bit. Home inspectors, home stagers. Home stagers are great because the visual is really good. Home staging's all visual.
Yeah.
So to be able to put your pictures of your staged homes are really good. And then you ask kind of how people are using it. There are 3 things that we have found, just depending on your industry and kind of how you want to utilize Project Mapit, but in-home sales is one, right? So if you're a contractor or even if you're a realtor and you're meeting a client, being able to have that portfolio available to showcase during that in-home sales consultation appointment works wonders. We always say that's kind of our first and best aspect of how people use us. The second thing is proposals, or like if you're sending out an email to a client that says, hey, this is how much it's going to cost to stage your home or inspect your home or put a roof on your home or whatever. Sending out a link that has Project Mapit, the link to where Project Mapit lives on your website. Hey, it was nice meeting you, John Smith.
Right.
This is the proposal. Just to learn more about us, you can see our portfolio of past work. Click here, drive traffic to your website, let them spend some time to see your local reputation. And then the third thing is just embedding on your website. So the marketability. So
Yeah.
marketing, sales, putting it in your proposals are the 3 main things.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about that, one of the things that pops to my mind is we really strongly encourage our clients to put a web text widget, not a chat widget, but a text widget, because two-way SMS conversation is the most popular, the most responsive channel that you can get. And so what I'm thinking is there are smart listeners out there. So in terms of the text messaging I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, somebody comes to your website, there's a little pop-up, people interact with it, and you can have an automated message to say, what's your location? And they type in Chesterfield, Missouri. And then boom, you can have a listener, monitoring that text response back. And if Chesterfield is one of the locations you serve, you could return your Project Mapit page
Yep.
specifically for Chesterfield back as a text message. And the incredibly powerful thing about text messaging is that people have their phones with them all the time. They're everywhere they go. And so, boom, can you just imagine being able to pull that up, click through a map, see project success stories and results, or bios of key
Yep.
people right then and there at the time that people are looking and caring and wanting to be engaged with the business. And guess what? Here's the great thing: the business doesn't have to do anything.
Right. Right.
They don't even have to answer the phone live. Boom, they are
Can all
already
be automated.
powerful
Correct.
social proof information. Awesome.
Correct.
Really cool.
What we are, and just to be clear, we are also creating a map for the real producers. And what that does is on all the different publications that Miss Collins has. So St. Louis, Metro East, New Orleans, Chesapeake Bay. Though we're building out 4 maps actually as we speak, of which it promotes all the different preferred partners. So we have like 2 different modules of maps. We actually have 3. One's a sports tournament map, but the membership map is kind of what we're building out for all the real producers partners.
Okay.
So pretty soon, all the partners out there that might be watching this, you're going to have a map that has a pin of your company, so that the realtors can go onto this map and search you and read about a bio and look at your social media links and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we're using it to promote our partners as well.
Okay. Awesome. So, how does somebody, get a demo of this or sign up? And also talk about, you talked about teams like realtor teams. I don't want you to, I mean, you don't have to talk about pricing specifically, but talk about pricing models. How does that work?
Yeah, I don't mind talking about pricing. The pricing, to be I'm a very transparent person. So to get in touch with us or to set up a demo, my email address, I thought it was on there, but it's not. It's spence@projectmapit.com. Miss Collins knows my email address, so you can reach out to me. That is my personal cell phone number that you see right there. So the 0992 number, you can certainly shoot me a text or call me. Texting's great for me. You were talking about texting. Like, I love it because I'm on calls like this all the time. So shoot me a quick text. Hey, Steve, I'd like to set up a demo and learn more. And then the pricing right now, we're 3 tiers, and it's solely based on the total number of pins you have. So if you have under 250 total pins on your map, you're in the basic plan. If you have over 500 pins, you're in the enterprise plan. So 500, we have maps with, we literally have a map of 50,000 pins on it, one of our companies.
Okay.
So that's the enterprise plan. And in between is 250 and 500 pins. So it's based on that. Everybody from the real producers gets a partner discount of 15% off for life. So you will get a 15% off discount. We offer monthly and annual plans. The highest annual plan with that 15% off is $19.92 a year, not a month. Okay. So just under $2,000 for the year. The lowest plan is just under $1,000 for the year.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
That's going to change, Ken. I just want to be clear with everybody. So it might be good to get in with us now.
Right.
When our search engine optimization, when we have a proof of concept, we have a couple case studies going right now. Yeah. Once we prove that SEO piece is really working for our companies and bringing in good organic traffic, that pricing structure for the enterprise plan will go up. Sure. But if you subscribe to us soon before that pricing, so probably within 6 months, you'll be grandfathered into that $19.92 at most pricing, and you'll never pay more than that.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So, how do you do a demo? I mean, do you kind of customize that based on what what niche or
what the industry is? Yeah. So if it's a contractor, I'll share some of we have people in every industry that's willing to allow me to share their maps. So if you're a realtor, I'll be able to share, like 5 different realtor maps to give you an idea of what other realtors are doing. If you're a contractor, if you're a home stager, we have all of that we'll share. So it'll be a personalized demo. They usually take about 15, 20 minutes. If you have a lot of questions, maybe 30. But it's online, just like you and I are doing right now. We use Google Meet and 30 minutes of your time. Look, I guarantee the ROI. I mean, the return on investment will be there if you're utilizing Project Map it the way it should be used.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough the importance of social proof.
Yeah.
And if you add and deliver search engine optimization value on top of that, I mean, that's a pretty killer 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah. Ken, you know better than I. For $19.92 for the entire year, a search engine optimization piece, a lot of times your SEO is $500 to $1,000 a month. You
So
know,
it better be more than that.
there you go. You know better than I.
If
So
that's all you're spending, save your money and wait.
yeah,
You need to be investing in an advertising program if that's what you're spending on SEO for
right.
most of the businesses that are in Real Producers family here.
Yeah. So I mean, with us, it's you get a review platform. If you don't have a way to request reviews, we can be a good starter. We're actually going to get into texting probably the second half of 2023. We're rewriting our code right now to update it, but texting review requests will be there very soon in 2023. But we do have the request for reviews. We have a few companies that really utilize it, and they've increased. Miller's Roofing out of PA literally just got 31 new Facebook and Google reviews in the last month because they utilize our system. So
Yeah.
reviews, marketing, sales, it's worth it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Steve. I enjoyed
Thank
talking with
you.
you.
Yeah,
It's
it's good to
cool
meet you,
stuff.
Ken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice
for
to meet
sure.
you too. I always like to talk about stuff that's happening in the digital world. That's what I spend all day doing. And so it sounds like you got a really awesome platform that we need to investigate.
We do, and I love learning from people like you. So I'm sure we'll have some conversations later on too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
See you, Ken.